about who cares how much we're charging. If you got the money or you don't. There's no in between. Us as a black community, we don't trim our daughters and our nieces and our sisters. We don't trim their hair until they're like damn near in middle school. What I do care about is the fact that you haven't trimmed your hair in like 3 years. And that's why it's dry. So, yes, I'm driving. But this is, I've been thinking about this for like past couple of days or so. So you know how like everybody is on this rant and this rampage about how much braiders charge and they don't do this and they use too much gel and they this and they that. Or on the other side, don't use oil and raw butters on your hair and it clogs the pores and it yes, sure, but I feel like we're missing the point. Like, and this is just me, I'm a very observant person and I see things and then I take a second to reflect on a lot of things, and we are missing the mark. Sir, get out of my way.
Move. Get out the way. Get out the way.
We are absolutely missing the mark as braiders, as customers, as clients, as all of that, because it don't matter what you use. God could come down from heaven and say, hey, I made this berries and juices elixir, right? It's gonna make your hair grow. Respectfully, it's not. We are missing the point. Even if you wear protective styles from set to set to set to set, it don't matter. We are missing the whole point. We're making it way more difficult than what it should be. Like I have been thinking about this for a while. Like, we are missing the mark. Number one, why are we so afraid to trim our hair? And I'm saying we, not me. I'm saying we as a collectively a group of black women, not people, just, and not even in the majority, because I don't want nobody to come and say, oh, well, I trim my hair, da 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 da. In the majority, a good chunk of us are missing the point. We are throwing our hair in protective styles. And I'm saying that I used to do that a lot too. And when I clicked in is when my hair actually started growing. But we are afraid to trim our hair. We want the length, but we forget that all of those straggly ends is what's keeping our hair from doing what it's supposed to be doing. Are you going or not? Are you going?
Move out the way.
We're trying to put this oil and do this spray, and this is coming from somebody that you know has a product line. We're putting this oil and doing this spraying, using these Indian herbs and going to Australia to get the hair off of. We doing too much. Like, we're not paying attention to the fact that we need a good shampoo, a good conditioner, deep condition our hair once, at least twice a month, trim our hair every 6 to 8 weeks max. Like, we're missing the mark. We are missing the point. So I feel like the whole argument on charging too much and don't use raw butters and don't do this, we're missing all of that. It's irrelevant. Because when you get down to it, I'm not gonna say it doesn't matter what you use on your hair, but it doesn't matter, because if you're starting with a clean scalp and clean hair every single time, you're clarifying your hair, you're shampooing your hair with a moisturizing shampoo to make sure that you're not stripping it too much, you're conditioning, you're deep conditioning, because we know that's where the hydration comes from. We're making sure that we have clean hair and clean scalp. We're getting rid of those split ends that don't need to be there, because what are you holding on to it for? Like, explain that to me. What are we holding on to the split ends for? And that's coming from me now, where I would cut my hair just because I felt like it. So how are we going to get to the point where we're legitimately doing the beginning work? Yeah, the braids are cute. Yeah, the sewing is cute. But are we doing the actual work where we're taking our time and making sure that we're using quality products to cleanse our scalp and hair and cutting off the ends that don't need to be there? Like, that's the part that we keep missing. And I've been trying to figure this out for the longest. Like, why are we sitting here arguing about who cares how much we're charging? Either you got the money or you don't. There's no in between.
You got money. He got money. Get it off.
Either you got it or you don't. But are you cleansing your scalp? Are you making sure that you're keeping up with your trims? I don't care if you do it at home or you go to a stylist. We keep missing the mark. Like, we're deflecting from things that we're supposed to be focusing on just to argue about irrelevant stuff. Like, come on, like, legitimately, what are we doing, and how can we get to the point where everybody pays attention to their hair at the basic level, not the protective styles, not the bust down middle part, not the sew in? Are we paying attention to our hair? Do you know your hair enough to know what it needs when it needs it? Like, everybody, I mean, from down to the toddlers all the way up, because I've even noticed that us as a black community, we don't trim our daughters and our nieces and our sisters. We don't trim their hair until they're like damn near in middle school, when in fact they should be getting their hair trimmed, in my opinion, at the earliest. By the time they're going into kindergarten is when they should be getting their first trim. If you want to be technical, it should be a little bit earlier than that. So my little rant is about us needing to get on the ball with our hair care before we even start talking about protective styles and this oil and this spray and this and this that. We legitimately need to get on the ball with our hair care routines and regimens before we even start talking about this oil, this spray, this that. We got to get it together. And this is truly coming from a place where I legitimately, for real, care about hair. And I'm seeing that there's so many different discrepancies just at a basic level where we're missing the mark, and we got to pull it together. I don't know how I'm going to get this point across, because I see there are some people that have the same discussion or debate where we understand that there's a basic level of hair care that needs to be taking place before we even get to protective styling and hair styling aids, as in the oils, as in the cream. We have to get to a basic level, and I don't feel like that's the argument that is being pushed so much as the controversial crap where everybody's arguing. Can y'all please go? Sweet God.
Why are you doing that? No, but why are you not looking?
Sorry. There's not enough talk about that, whereas everybody is picking sides. Yes, I am going to use oils. No, you shouldn't use oils. You shouldn't use, but don't nobody care about that shit. Like, excuse my language. But when we get down to it, it don't matter. Nobody cares. Either you're going to use it or you're not. It's up to you and what you want to do. We don't care. But what I do care about is the fact that you haven't trimmed your hair in like 3 years. And that's why it's dry. And that's why you need to find all of these products that you think is going to make a difference, when truth of the matter is you just need to trim your hair. That's it. Yeah. So, completely random rant that is almost 10 minutes long. Didn't even intend for it to be that long. But yeah, we have to do this better collectively. The braiders, the stylists, the clients, you, the client. We have to do this better because it's not working. It's not working. Yeah. Peace.